Hi students, welcome back to your third part of today's lesson. Clearly your teacher just loves to talk, and that's because I don't have you guys with me. That's what's hilarious. Thanks for your patience. Again, I do think you should be doing this after school at this point. Just get it done before the next time we meet. So Monday's group, you do have Monday evening, Tuesday evening. Give yourselves a break. That is the beauty of online learning. You can say, you know what, I'm not ready for part 3. I need to go play outside for 30 minutes. Come back and get this done. Do be responsible. So I left off on annotating. I do recommend leaving these anchor charts open. You will use them for this next part. I see that one of you already turned it in. And honestly, guys, 16 of y'all may have already done it. You just didn't submit it. So please go back to that diagram because there's a link right there to a teacher that shows you 2 minutes of how to make sure you did submit it. Clicking share just emails it to me. And while I appreciate that, I can't grade it unless it's turned in. So you're going to click on this. And we are now going to practice. We would have done this together in class, what we've learned. While this loads, I just want to remind you, I'll still do it, EPIC is always there. In your free time, in your 20 minutes a day, you should be reading things of choice. I want you reading about all the animals in the world, if that's what you're into. Graphic novels, there's plenty on there. Ask your parents about the physical library in your city. But just read. I joke that it doesn't matter if you're reading the back of a cereal box or the instructions to your video game, you're still gaining vocabulary. Read out loud. Reading out loud is another skill to work on, and we'll be doing more of that soon. Grid. So here's chapter 4. It's an excerpt from chapter 4, but not Buddy. You just read it. And here's an example of what we would do. I would put a little star. So this should feel familiar. Your elementary teachers taught you to, when you're reading a passage, maybe off to the side, make some notes, especially if there's a test question. You can say, oh, I wrote down something that reminds me, and you go back and look and the answer's right there. So a lot of benefits to this. All right, so next to this part, I put a star and said, again, guys, if you can't see this, you should have this open on your screen and maybe just have me playing and listening. I think the most important part is here because Bud is trying to get revenge. That's leading up to my climax. That might be my rising action. I'm not looking for those labels. I'm just thinking out loud and telling you I would put a star because that part's important. He declares revenge. My connection, it reminds me of the times that I show grace towards others. So where he's thinking, you know what, I get why they're doing this. That's him having empathy and showing grace and being patient on some level, which, wow. My sad face is I don't really understand what jumping around my stomach means. It might be an idiom, and I just need to maybe ask someone what that part means or reread it. My exclamation point, it's surprising that he wants to hold the gun. Maybe it's just a personal opinion that I'm shocked about that at his age. And then question mark, does he actually shoot them? Which I don't know yet. I mean, obviously, if you've read the book or read ahead, you do. But at this point, this is my question. I could also ask a question about a vocabulary word. Because there's no wrong way to do this. I joke that if you were to write, I think elephant is important, it would be like, what elephant? Did you read it? There's no wrong way to take notes. And those little symbols are just guiding points to make sure you did 5 at least and do 1 of each. Okay. It says stop, do not move past this point. So this part's easy. Today, maybe you could add a few more. You would insert text box. You could also use this little one right here with the T. See, it even says text box. And guys, please always reach out to Google or YouTube search and put how to insert a text box. Search that, and it'll teach you how to do it. There's usually a YouTube video. That's honestly how I've learned too. So try adding a few to yours, or just this is it. It's just you saying, yeah, I clicked on it, submit. And then when we work on it another day, you will unsubmit. Just a little preview when we meet again. You will use chapter 5 to do your own. You'll always have that example there, and you'll be moving this box somewhere or maybe typing right next to it and putting what your thoughts are. Okay, so moving on. That's Bud Not Buddy. Now let's do that with a story, and I'm really excited to share this with you because we're introducing a whole new program, and I like to think of it as another library. EPIC is one thing, but Common Lit is another website. Look at where I'm clicking, 6 weeks, Common Lit. It's got a whole new world of books and stories to read. So you click here. These directions will tell you exactly how to set up an account. When in doubt, you're using your 6 digits at student.tmisd.us to log in. These are explicit instructions to join. Your website should lead you to this. When you click on it and are logged in, you will see that it wants guiding questions. So you can't see the whole story. You can't, and it's a lengthy story. This is sixth grade level, but guys, there's an option for it to read aloud to you right here. Once you answer the guiding question, which prompts for you, it'll show you more of the story and more of the story. So you do need to answer that guiding question. There is no wrong answer. Just try your best. Let me just preview a little part right here and show you my thinking out loud. Rikki Tikki Tavi, at the hole where he went in, Red Eye called to Wrinkleskin. Now, these are animals speaking of each other, so maybe that's how they describe each other. That picture tells me that maybe he's called Red Eye for his eyes. There's an animal with wrinkly skin. My connection is Indians and the history I've read about them, how they use um, dances with rain or names like that. Nag, come up and dance with death, which I might even already put an exclamation point. Whoa, he wants to fight him. Because that to me sounds like a physical threat from one animal to another, a duel, a challenge. Like I could even write C, connection, the Lion King. This is like Mufasa and Scar. I almost said Simba, and that wouldn't have made sense. I love Lion King. All right, eye to eye and head to head, keep the measure, Nag. This shall end when one is dead. At thy pleasure, Nag. Kind of like a song. I'm picking up on a poem. It's like a speech he's saying to one another. Turn for turn and twist for twist. Turn for turn and twist for twist. See, I reread it if it didn't make sense. Run and hide thee, Nag. Ha! The hooded death has missed. Woe betide thee, Nag. Now, this is a type of language that they're speaking here, so you might want to click on these numbers to help you. Again, I stressed if you can't look ahead, it's because you need to answer those guiding questions. Later on this year, there will be assessment questions that help give me some data and see how it's going for you. I want you to realize that on the teacher's end, I can see who has gotten it done, and it makes it very easy to just call family members or email you quickly and say, hey, what's going on? You haven't done it. See, so these students haven't started it yet. We assigned it today, so that's understandable. But that is it. I mentioned Epic, and I'm so proud of you guys. That persistence to continue. You emailed me, you reached out. That one video hadn't loaded. This is it. I'm not going to ramble in this case. I'm done. I'll see you next time.